I have a really good feeling about this, the first Nintendo Direct of 2019. I think that they're gonna announce a lot of stuff that people really want, and I feel like that 2019 is gonna be like the year of Nintendo. Like, Nintendo is like gonna up their game, and they're gonna keep like revealing like new awesome stuff. So I'm gonna do a lot of videos about this because I enjoy the hubbub of it all. I love the rumors. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about like the Pokemon like Crown and Scepter. I don't know. I just love like the mystery and everyone like gossiping like, "Oh, they leaked that there's not going to be another Nintendo, blah blah blah." I love the hubbub. But I'll talk about that another time. For this video, I want to dedicate it to my own Animal Crossing predictions because, boy, we've been waiting a long time for this. I remember, oh god, I got the last Animal Crossing I got, well, for 3DS, I got it a couple of years ago, but the one that I remember, I don't know where I'm going with this, but the last one for console, that's what I meant, was Animal Crossing City Folk. And I remember getting it and I wasn't too impressed. There wasn't much that you could do. It wasn't like a big improvement from Wild World. And I always remember like asking my brother like, when is the next Animal Crossing coming out? And it was the era of when we still thought the Wii U had hope. And he had a Wii U and he's like, well, they said something about putting out a Wii U Animal Crossing. It's gonna be announced at E3 2000 whatever, 13, 14. And that didn't happen. So we've been waiting a long time for a console Animal Crossing at least. Because I feel like with New Leaf, they really had a lot of improvements. Like, a lot of people enjoyed that. And with Pocket Camp, that's kind of keeping them occupied. But it's been a while since we've had a console Animal Crossing. And I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do with the Switch. Because, like, for console Animal Crossings, there's much more room. And you can do more, like, compared to the handhelds. And since the Switch is just so advanced and it can run so much, I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with such a newer kind of technology. So these are just some of my predictions or dreams or hopes or whatever. So first, I don't know why, but I had an epiphany about this. Like, I feel like they've done a lot with travel through the Animal Crossing series. Like, in the first Animal Crossing and in New Leaf, there's the train. You travel by train. It's not like anything major, but it's still an aspect. And also in New Leaf, in the first one, there was the island that you could travel by boat. And then in City Folk, there was the bus. That's how you got to the city from the town. You used the bus. And if I really want to push it, in Wild World, you do get to the village by a car, but that's really pushing it. And of course there's that UFO, but you're not allowed to ride the UFO. That's just that seagull thing. So I was thinking they've experimented with a lot of different kinds of modes of transportation. But they haven't done planes. So I'm thinking maybe in Animal Crossing 2019, I think that the whole game, it's gonna revolve around, like, it's gonna be very exploration heavy. Like, with the Switch's, like, capacity, like, I feel like instead of just being locked in one town and being the mayor of one town, I think it's gonna be more like Breath of the Wild. Like, it's just gonna, I don't know, it's gonna be like Skyrim. Like, a mini Skyrim. Like, there's not just gonna be one town, but there's gonna be a bunch of towns. And kind of like in Pokemon Sun and Moon, how there's different islands, and each island had, like, specific, like, different areas. I feel like that's how it's gonna be for Animal Crossing. Like, there's Region 1, and it has a bunch of villages, and you can travel by bicycle. like, you can get bikes and customize them and get different colored bikes, and you can ride to the town, and there's, like, more rivers, so you can catch more river fish and just go through the forests, and you can travel by town. But when you want to travel to another region, you can take an airplane, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like Pete the mailman or Gulliver could get his shit together, and they could be like the pilot of the plane, and you have the freedom to travel to different regions. But I feel like maybe, I don't know, and maybe the boat could stay, but it only travels to the island. Like, it's the boat is it's gonna like phase out, and it's gonna be airplanes. Like, there's gonna be so many different areas, and I feel like the airplane could be like the fast travel kind of method of getting around. But I think definitely more exploration in Animal Crossing 2019. And just like a title I kind of came up with, and it's so ridiculous and stupid. But like, it could be like Animal Crossing Over the Rainbow, because you get to, it's like The Sims. Like, The Sims 1, The Sims 2 and 1, you were locked in one specific house. But in The Sims 3, it's like, get out of the house and you can travel around the town. Well, that's how it's gonna be for Animal Crossing 2019. You're stuck in one town, but in 2019, it's gonna be like, oh, travel outside of the town and go to different villages and explore. And it's like, it's gonna be so awesome. I really hope that's what it is, but I have a feeling they can do so much with the Switch, and I don't know why they would want to, like, do the cut and dry, like, oh, you're in this town and you're doomed to stay there. I think there's gonna be, like, a bunch of different towns you can travel to, which, like, gives you more options, too. There's more stores you can go to, more types of furniture. Like, it makes me so angry. Like, I feel like you get all excited, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to Tim and Tom or whatever, the Nick store, and then they just have like the same shit every day. But that problem would be solved if, there's different regions where they got specific furniture. Like, there could be like a beachside town where they have kind of, I don't know, like cabana kind of stuff. Like, I think that'd be really cool. I don't know. Like, if not themed, definitely more stores to give you more variety. And, like, I don't know. I know there's a lot of problems with that idea, but I just feel like more stores could give you more of a chance to, like, they need to make new furniture for the game, first off. They've been reusing the same kind of furniture since, like, Wild World. I feel like they need to start adding more furniture. I'd really like to see more ethnic kind of stuff, because I know in Happy Home Designer there's a lot of different Japanese furniture, and I don't know if it's just because I haven't stumbled across it in the game. I really wish that they would have more like world, like wide kind of furniture stuff, like ethnic. I don't know the term, but just more cultural diversity kind of furniture, I guess. That'd be cool. And I also thought it'd be cool if when you start the game you can choose which region or island or whatever you want to call it, like which area you want to start the game in. And like, if you change your mind, if you have enough bells, you can just like travel around and like see where you can go. Like, it would be, I don't know, it would be dumb, but you could have like a van and you could pack your furniture in the van and you can just move around, and the whole game would be based on like maybe fixing the towns and then moving. And I had a thought, but it's going away. It's like, I'm just thinking about this, and it's like there's so much they can do. Like kind of like Pocket Camp. I feel like that they're gonna put a bunch of stuff from Pocket Camp to the next game and kind of like introduce that, because I don't have one of those fancy cell phones, so I wouldn't know. But I feel like it's gonna be very camp oriented or whatever, and I know I'm sorry, but I feel like it's gonna be very travel heavy, exploration is key. That's what I feel like 2019 Animal Crossing. And I was also thinking they should, like, I feel like it's time that they add a farming kind of aspect to it. Like, I know you can plant trees and flowers, but I feel like it's time because the last Harvest Moon for Switch, like, it looks terrible. Like, I miss the Harvest Moon days of Another Wonderful Life, A Wonderful Life, or whatever. I don't know. Those days where you have a farm and you plant stuff, and it was actually good. And I feel like it's time that Animal Crossing kind of implicated, like, farming stuff. Like, there should be different stores where you can buy tomato seeds, eggplant, any kind of vegetable that you can just, you have a farm and you can buy different tools and you can upgrade those tools. Like, kind of like, it would be like Harvest Moon Animal Crossing. Like, it's optional, of course, but think of the possibilities. Like, why hasn't there been farming in Animal Crossing? Because you grow the fruit and then you sell the fruit. Wouldn't it make much more sense? It could be like, it could add a whole new thing because I'm sorry, I'm having a heart attack right now. But you upgrade your shovels to like gold, silver, and blah 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 blah. But imagine if it was like Harvest Moon and you had like hoes and not the girl, but like scythes and all that. And imagine like that's a whole another tool you could upgrade. Farming tools, you could upgrade it. And there's already watering cans, but like you could grow different vegetables and that you can sell those vegetables. That's more stuff to sell. It's more stuff to kind of feel like you're accomplishing something. If they put in a farming, that could like add a whole new aspect because there's a lot of people that are into Stardew Valley and there's a lot of people that are into Harvest Moon. And I think it would be really smart if Nintendo kind of put in farming and Animal Crossing because Animal Crossing is one of those games where it's like really relaxing and people go because there's no goals. Like, well, there are, but you don't have to do anything. It's at your own pace. And I feel like farming could just add a whole new layer of fun and creativity. I really hope they put farming in the new Animal Crossing because, like, it makes so much sense because I don't know if they would I don't even know if they can do this, but there's like lunar cycles in Animal Crossing, and they could kind of put that like the full moon, the harvest moon. They could do all of that because, like, again, I just want to like organize my thoughts. So if there is farming, there would be new tools that you can, by the way, upgrade, and it would give you more things to do, and you could plant broccoli seeds, and maybe even when you're exploring, you could explore like the forest and you can dig up seeds, like special kinds of seeds, and then you can combine those seeds to make like those monster plants. You can like combine a tomato seed with a broccoli seed and have like a a gomato or something. But it just there's so many possibilities, and maybe you could also even you can mine. You could have one of those. I'm getting too excited. I can't even think straight right now. But you can do like the mining kind of stuff where you have the beepy thing, the scanny thing. I'll put a picture because I'm going crazy right now. But you go through caves and that's how you find like you can find more ores that way. It would be limited, but maybe that could just be another way to scavenge for like ores and stuff. But I definitely feel like it would be really cool if Nintendo put farming in Animal Crossing. That would be amazing because there'd be so much more to do. And like kind of like radishes, I don't know, maybe you could trade those for radishes. I don't know. And even like cooking. Like what if there was cooking? It's like you could find the vegetables and you can combine the vegetables and now you can get the fish and combine the vegetables. Like combining food would be awesome, and then you could like make dishes and you can sell them. You could have your own restaurant. You could open up an Animal Crossing restaurant. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Like it would be really cool if you were able to have a career because they sort of introduced it in New